All right, Jink is here. You got to swap seats. You got to have big man on, dude. Yeah. Big man. Janksgiving is on, folks.
I didn't even know it was called that. I love it.
Yeah, of course, dude. This is a tradition at this point. All right, you got to come closer so we can have you on camera.
Here I am. Woo.
That's it. Janksgiving is on. That's it.
Let's do this.
The uncle nephew broadcast is back. Okay, what's going on? How are you been?
I'm kind of awesome.
Murat just unmuted the third mic. He's gonna get in on this.
That's right, baby. This is some nephew on nephew action.
Okay, so listen, I'm great. Are we debating?
I mean, if you want to, I'm just seeing what you're up to. You know, you're Caruso's #1 defender. You've been trending for a couple days. I mean, Caruso took a fat L, so I'm sorry. I know that.
Oh no!
I know.
I was such a big fan of his.
I know. I don't know how.
Broken over.
Oh, you got to talk closer into the microphone.
All right.
Also, I don't know how you got here. You know, these crime-ridden streets.
Well,
there's crime everywhere.
That actually is true.
Why was he trending today? Because he actually said something that wasn't wrong, but like he said it in a way where people said it was cringe. So they
no, that's not true at
all.
all.
You said something like you got passionate about. I didn't even see the video. I just saw you.
Yeah,
passionate about.
So no, I'm purposely picking a fight with Republicans. So they and then
here, this is the one here.
Yeah. Here, you guys want to
look at that? Wait, hold on. Let me just tweet out that you're here. By the way,
so it's about the issue of Club Q and how Republicans are generally groomers, which is of course true, and so they caught feelings over that, which is also normal. And so I don't know if anybody else got caught feelings, but yeah, so you know the whole thing. Most of the major groomers in the country are Republicans. You know, Dennis Hastert, Donald Trump. You know the whole story.
Record holding.
Mark Foley, Rory Moore, you name it. So when you point out things that are true, whether it's me or you or anybody else, Republicans lose their minds. That's very, very normal.
Yeah, Matt Walsh, famous pedophile, allegedly.
I don't know about it, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. So what is this? This guy made these are like all old school like 4chan poll nerds who are literally all. I call them. I mean, I say they look and sound exactly like what's his name? The Peepee. What was the Peepee's first name? I keep saying Paul the Peepee, but that's not like David. Go. David DePepe, right? Yeah. They're all like David DePepe. They're like still wanting to go back to the halcyon days of 4chan when we were memeing Donald Trump into the White House and stuff like that. So like basically that's what's going on here. Okay, these are the same dudes. Then anytime someone calls me out for being like Jink's nephew, I'm always like, oh, okay, you're at least 40 years old.
So look, the memes never stop. The talking points never stop. So they'll have like 12-year-old talking points against me in the comment section.
Yeah.
And then 7-year-old ones, 3-year-old ones, 1-year-old ones. Like, so, and everybody's got a different one. And they contradict one another. But it doesn't matter. Everybody's having fun.
Yeah. So what is this? What's going on here?
He's like, yes, I love how they molest the little kids like that. Go get them, Boy Scouts. Go get them, priests. Please vote for our molesters and our pedophiles. Republicans say. Republicans, you're guilty, okay? And I'll tell you right now, the #1 reason they constantly talk about pedophilia is because it's going through their heads. Non-stop, they're thinking about kids. I guarantee it. The reason Tim Pool wears a beanie is because he's trying to contain the pedophilia that's in his head. That's what he's always talking about it. He's seeing it everywhere. Why?
No, but it's good. It's good though. It's good. Come on, dude. I'm on board with this. This is good. It's good rhetoric. Form is good. Alex Jones is a great entertainer. Let's be real.
Okay, so 2 things about that. #1, the reason I went off on Tim Pool is because Tim Pool put out a tweet about how, they were doing a grooming event at Club Q.
Yeah,
which basically means they had it coming.
And right? then they always say, we didn't mean all of them are groomers.
I don't care if you're accusing them of being groomers just because they're drag queens, trans, LGBTQ. Then you're a monster, a bigot, immoral, and likely a pedophile because you're probably doing projection for no reason. Because based on absolutely no evidence, when somebody walks into a room and goes, "I bet somebody likes sleeping with kids," likely they're the ones who want to sleep with kids.
Here's the
And
thing.
so-
Here's the thing. There's a lot of like, oh God, it was M HUD, right, who said it. Is such a brilliant take. Michael said he's a community member, one of my moderators, also on Chapo FYM. He said something along the lines of like a lot of those dudes who are always like looking for pedophilia are doing that because they are like objectively the worst people in every group. Usually they're like the most annoying people, and pedophilia is the one thing that's worse than they are. So they're like, oh, that's a pedophile. That's a pedophile. Like because it's true. Like there's one thing that is like objectively worse than just like Republicans in general is like, someone who's a pedophile. So they constantly are like, oh, that person's a pedophile, that person's a groomer.
So I have a simpler take, and it's one that a lot of people have. It's that it's just running through their head 24/7. And so they think, oh, if I'm thinking it nonstop, I bet everybody's thinking it nonstop. That's why like Alex Jones and Joe Rogan and Tim Pool are constantly talking about trans folks because they're thinking about trans folks 24/7.
Oh, yeah, no.
And that's we've talked about this before. Alex Jones puts out his phone once.
Yeah, they're
and
chasers.
trans porn,
Yeah, he's
pops up.
a chaser. A lot of the like far right people are also chasers themselves. Like not necessarily that, they don't. It's not that they have like internalized transphobia or something, but like they just can't be comfortable with their sexual desires. If they were just normal and were comfortable, they wouldn't be constantly like trying to own trans people and like push them aside and try to like
I bet they want to
force them.
And I bet they want to get owned by them. I bet they have a lot of thoughts about that.
Yeah, but ultimately, you said something about Republicans projecting or self-reporting, that they're like constantly talking about like children's genitals, which is true. It's weird, bro. It's weird as. That's why I've said this before as well. Like the pedo hunters and stuff on YouTube are always so strange. Like I get what you're trying to do, but half the time you come across as like also a weirdo, which is weird because you are literally in the room with the pedophile. Like how are you even remotely weird in that circumstance? Like you found one of the worst people that you could have found. Someone who's trying to do child predation, molestation, and you still are so strange that it is impossible not to notice how weird you're being. Okay, so it's just a very odd dynamic.
Do you think there's a single person that's like I didn't even hear the term pedo hunter before, but that it does that genuinely? I think every one of them is just trolling. I don't think that they care about pedophilia at all, other than potentially being interested in it.
I mean, they're just like constantly also like portraying themselves like 12-year-olds on the internet to catch pedophiles. I'm like, that's weird, bro. Like what you're doing is weird.
Oh, okay. So people do that. I didn't even know they did.
Yeah, there's.
But but you know what? I mean,
a lot of people are just doing it for the content
like,
too.
That actually is trying to like. It's probably a bad idea. I'm sure it's the wrong way to go about it. I'm sure they're gonna make up stuff. But at least that's like trying to find someone who's doing it, as opposed to just randomly calling everybody groomers and pedophiles, which is.
Yeah, no,
number
even
one
those guys, I'm
right-wing
just saying, like,
strategy.
even those guys are kind of weird, but like the right wing is infinitely weirder than that, which is why they're constantly doing it. I mean, it is unhinged. It's unhinged. After the Colorado shooting, a lot of these people didn't even say like, oh man, violence is abhorrent or anything. Like Ben Shapiro said that and then still ran defense, right, for anti-LGBT rhetoric. But like Matt Walsh straight up, I don't ever think he even said like, oh, what happened